Earth sign forecast. Love and abundance for Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. A timeless energy transmission rooted in something real. There's a quiet kind of power in the earth signs. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You don't chase, you build. You don't dream in sparks. You dream in structures. And your love doesn't shout. It holds, protects, stays. But lately, it's felt harder. To feel steady. To feel clear. To feel like you're getting back what you've been giving out so carefully. So consistently, so soulfully. This cycle marks a return. Not to who you were, but to who you truly are. Beneath the expectations and exhaustion. To the version of you that doesn't overfunction just to be loved. That doesn't overwork just to feel safe. That doesn't shrink just to keep the peace. This is your season of remembering that your stillness is sacred, that your devotion is divine, and that the love and abundance you're calling in wants to meet you where you're already rooted, not where you're pretending to bloom. Let's begin. Taurus, you are the garden and the gatekeeper. Taurus, your energy is magnetic when it's grounded. But lately, even your foundation has been shaken. You've poured into others with patience, devotion, and depth. But some of them didn't know how to receive it. Or worse, took what you gave and disappeared. This cycle asks for one thing: boundaried softness. Yes, you can keep your heart open. Yes, you can still be loyal, but you don't need to be loyal to confusion or to someone who only shows up when they need you. In love, this is the moment you stop being the safe space for people who bring chaos to your life. You are not the healer of someone else's emotional immaturity. You are not the soft place for someone to land when they never learned how to stand. The right connection won't drain your nervous system. It won't leave you guessing. It won't ask you to put your needs second again and again, just to be kept. It will feel secure, present, reciprocal. Taurus, love is meant to fortify you, not exhaust you. And as you reclaim your emotional energy, you'll notice something else starts shifting. Your abundance. Your money and creative flow have felt blocked because you've been investing energy in places that don't pour back into you. But as you release those dynamics, your intuition clears. Ideas return. Opportunities appear. And ease starts to replace effort. Remember, your energy is a currency. Spend it where it grows something back. You're not here to beg for fruit. You are the entire garden. Virgo, you don't have to earn it all first. Virgo, no one is harder on you than you. And no one is more faithful to the process of growth than you. But this cycle is not about being ready. It's about being willing. Willing to let love meet you where you are. Willing to let abundance flow without first fixing everything. Willing to stop performing perfection in a world that needs your presence more than your polish. In love, this is your turning point. You've spent so long analyzing what went wrong, taking responsibility for what wasn't yours, trying to fix dynamics that were never aligned to begin with. You've stayed in rooms you outgrew. You've softened when you should have spoken. You've worked harder, trying to prove your worth through service, sacrifice, or silence. But now, love finds you in your honesty, not your curation, not your control, your truth. You'll recognize the one meant for you by how safe your honesty feels with them, how you don't feel like you're walking on eggshells, how your anxiety doesn't spike around their silence. Love doesn't always need to be passionate. Sometimes it's quiet, steady, and safe. And that's what you've been craving. As for abundance, stop making it harder than it needs to be. You don't need to over-perfect the plan. You don't need to do 17 steps before you're ready to receive. You're already ready. Because your frequency is aligned. This cycle asks you to trust what comes with ease, to stop delaying joy, to allow yourself to have fun, to rest, to receive without guilt. Virgo, you are not here to earn every good thing. You are here to align with it. And your alignment begins the moment you let yourself stop striving and start allowing. Capricorn, you've built enough. Now it's time to be met. Capricorn, you're the architect of the zodiac, the builder, the one everyone leans on, the one who doesn't just dream, but delivers. But who meets you there? Who holds you up? This cycle begins with an uncomfortable question. Are you building alone? Because it's easier than being let down again? You've protected yourself through structure, proved yourself through success, earned your worth 1,000 different ways, hoping silently that love would finally feel safe if you were enough. But Capricorn, love doesn't respond to achievement. It responds to presence. And yours has been buried under duty. This cycle brings a potential connection, romantic or spiritual. That asks you to soften, to show up not as the provider, the problem solver, or the powerhouse, but just as you. That version of you that's allowed to be unsure. That version that doesn't have to have it all together. That version that feels worthy without the performance. In love, you are being called into real partnership, not a project, not a power dynamic, not someone you have to pull along, someone who meets you with their own strength, someone who brings ease instead of effort. Now let's talk money, because this is where you've been wired to fight. But what if your wealth could come through alignment instead of overwork? What if your next opportunity doesn't come from more doing, but from deeper embodiment? This cycle calls you to be seen for who you are, not just what you produce. Abundance flows to you now. When you trust that the universe doesn't need you to be exhausted to be worthy. You've built the foundation. Now let the support rise up to meet you. Earth Sign Collective. Your stillness is the magnet. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You were never meant to chase. You were always meant to attract. Your frequency is magnetic when you're rooted. Your intuition is loudest when you're still. Your power is undeniable when you stop trying to be everything for everyone else. This cycle brings a massive shift, but not the kind that feels chaotic. It's the kind that feels clear. The people you once had to over-explain yourself to, gone. The jobs that drained your soul while praising your work ethic, fading. The patterns of overgiving, overperforming, overfunctioning just to be accepted. Melting. You are being returned to the truth that your presence is enough, that your vision is valid, that your stillness is sacred. In love, the new connections, or the renewed ones, will mirror your peace, not your pain. You'll find yourself attracting people who value the parts of you you used to hide your softness, your slowness, your standards. Let that be the filter. If love makes you anxious, it's not aligned. If it feels like a test, it's not love. If it's meant for you, it will feel like a return. In abundance, the earth signs are shifting from labor to leverage, from effort to energy, from grind to grace. The ideas you've been sitting on, they're not pipe dreams. They're blueprints for the life you were always meant to live. The money you've been manifesting, it's not delayed. It's waiting for you to clear the noise and say yes. The impact you want to have, it's not too big. It's been waiting for you to stop hiding behind the busyness. This cycle is about elevated worth, receiving without guilt, resting without shame, and knowing that the love and money you want you back. This was never about earning. It was about remembering. So here you are, at the edge of a new season, one where love doesn't feel like a lesson, and success doesn't feel like survival, where you no longer betray yourself to be chosen, where you no longer chase what was never grounded, where you no longer wait for permission to live the way your soul has been begging you to. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, you are not behind, you are not late, you are not too much, or not enough. You are right on time for the life you were always meant to receive. And this season is the beginning of your return. Return to your worth. Return to your wisdom. Return to the magnetism that was never lost. You are not here to chase love or abundance. You are here to remember you were always the anchor. And the right things always find their way home.